This podcast is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Final day of the One Razorback Road Show today. Texarkana at Pop's Place for lunch, and then also Uncorked for Fort Smith for dinner. And I know Coach has been on the road this week. Coach, we appreciate you joining us this morning. What has it been like this week to be on the road, get in front of fans? You get a lot of energy from seeing fans up close and personal?
Yeah, I was at the one in Jonesboro, and they were so appreciative of us coming over there. That's the first time I don't think it's the first time we had been over there, but it's the first time I had. And really neat venue, and the people were pumped up. It was great. A lot of excitement. Hell, it got me pumped up.
Well, Coach, I know you've had that on your plate this week. In addition to that, a lot of stuff's been happening in the portal. And I know that you and other SEC coaches and other coaches in college football having to deal with that. I want to start with a guy that's made some national headlines. That's Monte Harrison. We had a chance to catch up with former Arkansas offensive lineman Limbo Parks last week. He can't wait to see Monte in an Arkansas uniform. Can you tell us about him?
Well, I mean, first of all, he played Major League Baseball. He's 28 years old. I met him and his fiance. Limbo recommended him to me, and I told him I certainly didn't have a scholarship or anything, but he could be more than welcome to walk on. And it's just an interesting story. But we hope he can come in and help the football team.
Hey, Coach, this is Chuck. I wonder about the offensive line. Tell us about Coach Mateos. Tell us about how that group progressed during the course of the spring.
Yeah, Chuck, good morning. That was probably the most improved position we had this spring was the offensive line. Now, certainly has a lot to do with, the three guys we got in the portal, being able to move Kudus inside, finding, Addison Nichols was a big deal for us. Bringing the three guys in, it gave us really good depth behind those guys. So I think we're at 8 or 9 deep. Coach Mateus has a unique coaching style. They're a close-knit group, which we did not have a year ago. And that's nothing against anybody. It's just the facts. But I really like that we can handle the edge. I think as an O-line, you have to be able to handle the edge. You have to be good at tackle, and you have to be really good at center. And those three guys came in and really helped us there. And I've enjoyed going back and coaching individual and being in meetings and doing those things with the offensive line. Like I said, I'm the oldest GA in America and enjoying every bit of it. But it's kind of neat how the roles kind of reversed where, Eric was my GA and now going and being his. But I've really enjoyed it. I think the offense, the schematics that Bobby's using, blocking scheme-wise, that Eric's using, I think it's really going to help our athleticism as an offensive line to help us be successful.
Head coach Sam Pittman with us on the McClarty-Daniel hotline. Yesterday, Hunter Yurachek was on with us, and he was commenting on just his observations from spring practice and being around your team some, a noticeable change, or at least a change that he noted in his comments with us about the leadership amongst the team. What have you noticed, and what would you say about this year's team versus maybe your previous team when it comes to leadership in the locker room and amongst the players?
Well, we tried to really stress them in the off season with our 8-week lifting program, and I don't think you can really find out about anybody until you stress them, until times are hard. And so we really wanted to do that this spring. Taylon Green is a guy, you need a leader at quarterback. He's got a very unique presence about him. When you have your bigs like Campbell and Landon Jackson and Xavier Story, and then you go back on offense with Blackstock, and Junior Carmona and those guys. When you have your bigs as leaders, as guys, hey, follow me, you can have a strong football team. And I really like the way that they interact with each other on the field. They take care of each other. They knock hell out of each other, and then they go out to dinner. And, it's very, very hard right now with the portal and NIL to have a really tight football team. It just is. It's very hard. We're very fortunate that we got the type kids on our team where I feel like this is as close a team as we've had since I've been here.
Coach, on the other side of the ball, I know becoming too deep, continuing to be too deep up front is part of the plan. And, I mean, we've seen Brad Spence at linebacker play. How do you feel about the front seven right now?
Well, Chuck, we went to, we needed to get another big, which we did. And we went in the portal to get a transfer from BYU, from Hutch JUCO. And that was on the D-line. So we needed another guy. I feel really good about us defensive end-wise. I think with Charlie Collins and Kadavian Henderson and, the four above him, the four older guys, I feel good about those guys at defensive end. We just needed another big inside, and we were able to get that. Linebacker-wise, I was really impressed with the freshman that came on. Sorey is really a guy that can run, a guy that transferred from Georgia. But I think where we improved ourselves in the portal, the second portal window was at linebacker with Stephen Dix and Larry Worth. Those two guys, they started, played a lot of ball. And to come in here, we needed some experience there, Chuck. And we brought him in. Now, where it all shakes down at the end of camp, we'll see. But I really like the addition of those two guys at linebacker. It makes me feel a lot better about our front seven.
Coach Sam Pittman with us here on the Morning Rush. Coach, I think one of the other portal aspects is not just making sure you can bring in guys, but making sure certain guys don't leave, not just for other schools, but the NFL draft. I know it's maybe the biggest news you got all offseason, Landon Jackson coming back. We saw what he did in Tuscaloosa. I mean, this guy has the capability at his frame to be an NFL defensive lineman. How much do you think he can improve as really the anchor of your defense this fall?
I think he's been very good against the run, and I think his improvement has had to be his ability to move a little bit better, carrying 280 pounds. I think he in his mind, he felt like he had to lose weight to be able to move like he wanted to, and I think this spring he proved that he can carry more weight and still rush the passer. Him and Carmona had great battles for 14 practices. And, of course, in the spring game we went 1 versus 2. But for 14 practices they had some really good battles. So I think it's his quick twitch, his first couple of steps getting off the ball. He became a better pass rusher. But I think it was all in the mind a little bit of him being able to carry more weight and still do the things that he did at a lighter version of himself. And I believe that he's confident that he can carry that weight and do what he needs to do now.
Coach, we saw Cam Little drafted as the first Razorback off the board a couple of weeks ago. Give us some insight to the changes that will be coming with the special teams and trying to replace a great kicker there. We've seen a lot of games come down in the very end to special teams. How do you feel about where you're at in that department moving forward into the fall camp?
Well, I really like Devin Bell. I mean, Devin Bell is an outstanding punter at the spring game. I think he went 56 and 59 in his 2 punts, something like that. And one of them was in a pretty good wind that I think he kicked 56 or punted a 56-yard punt. I like our snappers. Stein's done it for a long time. Noah is probably going to He's going to battle there. Probably may win that punt snapping because he's so athletic. He covers better. We need to get better there in the coverage. And then we're just going to have a battle for, Devin Bell actually won the kickoff job too, which is kind of unique with him being the punter and then kicking off. But, between Vito and Shipley, and then we went in the portal and got another kicker that we haven't signed, but we got another guy that we really, really like that's going to – we need to battle there at the kicking spot because we've been so good, and we need to make sure that we have someone that can win games for us there at the end.
Coach, as we start to wind this down, what's the calendar like now for your team, for you? What are the next steps along the way as you move into the off-season? What for us is the off-season, but I know for them is a busy time too.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, it's all about raising money over the next, forever, but mostly the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's all going out and raising money. Obviously, if you don't have it, you just can't compete in recruiting. You can. You have a $30,000 guy and somebody offers them $200,000. That's in business. That's in anything. You're not going to get him. So we have to continue to go out and raise money. That's number one. Our team reports the new guys on May 24th. And the old guys on the Monday after that. We'll have a team meeting. Then they'll go 5 weeks, and that will be through the summer program, weightlifting, conditioning, walkthroughs, meetings, and then they'll have a discretionary week over July 4th week, and then they'll come back 3 hard weeks after that again, which will finish up the 8-week summer program. And then we'll report, and we'll still be in school. We'll have probably 2 or 3 practices while we're still in school. We'll work around the guys' schedule, and then certainly have the 25 practices there before we play Arkansas Pine Bluff. So it's our coaches will get a little time off, Chuck. They need it. A lot of stress in the job, a lot of hours, and so we'll give them off a little bit of time in July.
Coach, you mentioned money. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you, how much do you have on Mystic Dan at Churchill Downs?
Well, you can ask any question you want. That don't mean I got to answer it,
Not enough. That's the answer, Coach. Not enough.
I'm going to tell you what I did. I had 100 across on it is what I had, and it paid $37.22. And I'm just like you. I go, well, hell, I knew 18-1 was going to win. I'm going, why didn't I? But no, I'm going to tell you, it was the greatest. It was a great experience going down there with wonderful people, and I did. I had 100 crossed on it.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.